Artificial intelligence and productivity tools. How does this work together? In particular, with such a reduced minimalistic device as the remarkable Paper Pro, where you cannot install any app. And as you may have heard and seen from other reviews, some of the newer and fancier and full-fledged e-ink devices come with all special types of AI assistants on board. Now, even I, as an AI junkie, would not even start to use them, because when I want to use such a tool, I want to use it in the way it's intended to be and in the way I want to use it, and not a Chinese app on an Onyx device where I don't know which model exactly is used and how this is all handled from a data protection perspective. So that's not something I'm advocating for. What I'm now today talking about is how can you use AI in a very simplistic way to recognize your handwriting on the remarkable Paper Pro. Now, you will say, yeah, there is a handwriting feature built in, and this is what you pay also for in your subscription. Yes, for simple text. But what I want to do is, because one of the comments asked me that, can we analyze and extract mathematical terms and equations from handwriting, translate it into LaTeX code, essentially? Yeah, what I've done in my previous video to explain how this looks like and so on. And now let's do some handwriting and translate this into LaTeX code. Spoiler alert, it's not ChatGPT. ChatGPT did not a very good job in doing that. Then there's also the issue that the latest model, which I wanted to use, is the O1, does, at least for me and my subscription and my personal account, not allow me to upload any documents at the moment. And the 4.0 model is quite powerful, but the results were less impressive than with Claude 3.5 Sonnet, which I've used in this particular test together or embedded in my Perplexity AI subscription. So we are going to go into two different tests. Number one, handwriting recognition of mathematical texts and equations. And number two, transforming a handwritten diagram and drawing into a machine diagram, into a markup language called Mermaid, and how this diagram looks like. Is this a technology that is already usable for productivity? Let's see. Okay, here we are now in the diagram that I have been drawing and using to trying to help you find a decision background, whether the Remarkable Paper Pro is right for you, whether the Remarkable 2 is still a good purchase, or depending on your preference for systems and ecosystem, if you want to go into the Onyx, Pygmy, whatever world in Android anyway. And there is also a large device, but only black and white, which is the Onyx Tab X and the 10.3 Go, which is in the black and white world, actually my favorite at the moment. And if you want to Android, yeah, okay. So then I have added here, I think quite late in the video, while talking, I think I've added the 100 days, and this should mean days. And honestly, it's actually really hard to see. It's almost impossible to read what this means, if you don't know. And then I have now downloaded this PDF on my computer via the Remarkable app, and I've extracted the file and fed into Claude, using it via Perplexity AI, Claude 3.5, and asked to create a Mermaid chart. A Mermaid chart is it's a markup language creating out of these cryptic comments for you here, but creating nodes which are linked to each other. These are the arrows, these are the respective nodes. The nodes are attached, and you can step by step connect the items and build your graph. Now let's go to the diagram, and you have seen that this particular document has been not following very strict flow diagramming rules. So we will see if the result is working at all, and if the output is usable. And I have here now the code also via Perplexity AI, also by Claude 3.5, and I have this already in my clipboard. And this application is called Mermaid Editor. Mermaid is a markup language for diagrams, and this is a Mac application. And I'm now pasting the code. And no, there was a mistake. I'm sorry for that. Yeah, because I killed this one. No, why is this not going? Yeah, and here we are. Perfect. So, apologies. So here we have the code, and on the right side you see the rendered output, and it's fairly usable, I would say. It's really a diagram that you can take. I mean, taking into account that my original was not perfectly following, diagramming and flow charting rules. What I see here is, for example, the 100 days have been recognized, which is surprising with my handwriting. But it has not been. Actually, it was meant to be linked to the green block of the remarkable ecosystem, and there was a comparison or reference to the Apple philosophy, but it was not one of the elements where the arrow should be drawn to. But here, size and color makes your decision directing towards Remarkable Paper Pro. Black and white, of course, if you stay in this ecosystem, then the Remarkable 2. Here, if you really want to go big in the Android side, then it's the Tab X. And for us, if 10.3 is fine and you really prefer crisp text and are happy with black and white, then the 10.3 Go from Onyx. And yeah, the focus, if you are focusing on, I think that should be a little bit different from the order. But overall, I'm impressed. Now, just for demonstration purposes, I have also imported now the Mermaid graph into the PDF and re-uploaded the PDF onto the Remarkable Paper Pro. That is still a manual step, so there is no automation so far. I'm working on this. I'm trying out a few things how you could possibly automate this, but at the moment it is not working for me yet. Now, there should be, I'm trying now. Yes, and I have now created here also a document with this Mermaid graph implemented. So again, you see here the 100 days was not properly, it's actually really meant to be a comment on the REM ecosystem. Apple was also a comment that the Remarkable ecosystem has some similarities to Apple. It is fairly decent. You will never end up without any after checking and fixing things, etc. When using AI, AI is not meant to shut down your brain. It is meant to take away some automatable steps, but it should not replace human diligence. Okay, the second example, let's go now into a document that I've created and I called it equation test. This is just to coming back to the other video that I've been posting yesterday about mathematical formulae. And here I'm now not writing text now in an editor. That would be easy. Everyone can do this. But I'm now writing it handwritten on the Remarkable Paper Pro, as you would probably use it if you really do some math calculations. Now, number one here is a simple formula with a fraction. This is a function. Then we have a quadratic equation with the solution of the equation. And then we have step 3, the derivative of this function. And I have also applied here a couple of manual steps, getting rid of this, getting rid of that, then the exponent has to disappear, and this exponent 4 is replaced by 3 because it's in the denominator. So as you would usually do on paper when doing these calculation steps, but let's see how this works when we ask AI to create code for this. So last one is a simple formula, an integral with sinus x divided by x that has a quite nice solution in the limit from 0 to infinity, which is p divided by 2. So that's it. Again, I'm going to upload this now to Perplexity, and I use Claude 3.5, and yeah, let's see what we get. Now here is a screenshot of the output in the Perplexity window, but because we have this other window here, I will not open the complete result. And here is the tech block itself. You see it starts with document class, it uses loads a package, then starts with begin document, then you have the formula block and so on. It even has inserted some text, which I didn't prompt for. It named this formula collection, function and solution set, etc. So this is what I got, and now let's paste this here into this document, and you see it's rendered on the right side. So there is a little bit of creativity by Claude, but we see a few things. First of all, the var nothing does not seem to be recognized. And actually, I don't want var nothing because I don't think this makes any sense here. Let's simply use a 0. Yeah, it's okay. I like to use the 0 with a stroke through, because otherwise it sounds like an O. But this is fine here. What we see as well is that the R here for the set of real numbers is not correct, but the formatting is actually correct. The code is correct, but I think let me check. I think AMS fonts is missing. Yes, there we go. Exactly. This is what we wanted to have. So it's not perfect, but I mean, hey, come on, it's fantastic. What I like here is that Claude has actually aligned the formulae perfectly on the equal sign here, which is what I try to teach my son all the time, and it does not really work at the moment. He's 12 years old, so yeah, maybe later. But I think that is really important, typesetting, and also when you write mathematical equations, because it gives you so much more structure and makes it easier to understand, rather than you put this all in one line, and no, doesn't work for me. So I like this. I think actually the content is really correct, but I will check it. Yes, what it did not do, and of course this is understandable, it did not okay, so there is one mistake. The square here is correct. This is correct as well, but this is not correct. Why is it not correct? Because I corrected it and made a 3 instead of a 4, but because I had these two blocks here and they were stroked through, and this one should be, if it's not manually modified here, then definitely this is wrong, and we have to see f prime fraction and here must be a 4. Yes. Okay. So And because we remove here the square, we remove this block, and then we have 3, and then it's fine. And then we have that is okay as well, and the result is correct. Okay. So that's fine. Actually, here I would have also liked to have here something like maybe a colon to separate it. The quad is actually good in order to separate these two. Alignment on the equal sign would not make sense in this case, and also the integral for sinus x over x is, yeah, I like that. Now, is this ready for prime time? I would say yes. With the usual disclaimer, don't replace your intelligence with AI. Augment it. Let you help you by machines. Use AI to make your life easier. But always, please, use your brain, use your experience, use your knowledge, and check the output and check everything. You see, this little exponent, yeah, can make a huge difference, of course. I mean, it's simply wrong what the output was, and it was just a small number because of my handwriting. So be careful. But other than that, this is a promising use case. I will also look into some further automation possibilities with these devices. Until then, stay tuned, click like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.